It's the last part of me and my films. Here we go now! Do that again, because that wasn't as good. That weren't as good. So after Good Guys had been made, we'd had Craig added to the picture. And Craig being such a great on-screen presence, me and the rest of us thought, why don't we try and do, you know, another Stewie 6 film? So we did. Number 2. We're doing it now. And Liam, you're going to jump these chairs naked. No, I'm not joking. Naked, no. Stewie 6 number 2 has some real crazy sort of stunts in it that, you know, stand out just on their own as a real dumb thing that I did and the rest of us sort of did. You know, in particular, one that I covered already was the hostage situation, which was pretty bad. You know, and that was the thing, that the older we were getting, the more sort of mature and not mature is the wrong word. I guess having Craig in the picture really helped, because originally he was supposed to just film us. He was just supposed to be a cameraman on the thing, and he came along and he just joined and just started doing all these demented stunts. And I think one of the stunts that stands out for me with Craig, and always will, is the Eggs, Books and Apples.
What's it called?
I don't know, it's just called Eggs, Books and Apples. You know, Eggs, Books and Apples is just a case of just eggs being thrown at us, then apples, and then books. That's literally the premise of the whole thing, that's it. Yeah, that one's squidgy.
Throw this at the wall, how hard are you going to throw the things at the wall?
No, throw the apple at the wall. Throw the apple at the wall.
How hard are you going to throw the apples at us? That's going to hurt.
Like the one hit that Josh makes that you could just have him repeat over and over and over again. So after we'd finished Stewie 6 number 2, we all sat back and thought to ourselves, we've got Craig, you know, we enjoy making Good Guys, let's try and make another film. And that film was Painful Memories.
Hello,
And Painful Memories wasn't an idea I thought of, it wasn't anything I wrote. I don't think I had anything to do with it, it was all to do with Aaron at the time. Aaron really wanted to write a film and direct a film, so I said let's do it, and I'll just bring my camera and you could just direct us and tell us what we need to do. And he thought of this idea about a guy keeping these 2 other guys hostage and these 2 policemen trying to find them, and that was the whole premise of the film, and it kind of worked at the time, but obviously looking back at it, we decided to put accents on again. Rookie mistake.
I'm Agent Norman Jaden, and this is Lieutenant Blake. We're investigating the disappearances of Lucas Kane. Have you seen him?
No. Stephen Harvey.
You know, the main thing I liked about Painful Memories for me was the fact that I didn't need to do anything, apart from act. I didn't need to direct, I didn't need to write anything, I didn't need to really do anything per se. I just needed to turn up and he sort of told me what he wanted me to do, and I really enjoyed that, and that made me think more about sort of wanting to do the acting more than anything else than just the directing, and it kind of just, you know, planted a little seed in my head that sort of eventually grew to sort of where I am today, I guess. But I'm not saying Painful Memories was my inspiration for acting, definitely not. And then all of a sudden, in sort of the December of 2010, me, Matt and Josh just decided to sort of film a random film. It was sort of around Christmas time, and we just sort of thought, let's try and do something sort of back to basics the way we used to do it. And that film was Derek and Clive. Oh, you don't get it. You don't get it, right? Right. 69, take 6.
Peace, mofo, in the hood.
Super geezer, super sex, you know.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to get turned on now about this whole conversation. Look, just turn the camera off. Oh, turn the camera off. Danielle, I'm going to spunk all over it. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh.
Easy!
I've just come in the t-shirt, mate.
No, can we, Josh, stop.
Now, Derek and Clive, really, in my opinion, is my favourite Josh and Matt project. It is just so random, and I think what's even better than the film itself is the behind the scenes. I'm even laughing thinking about it. Is even the behind the scenes stuff that I got, sort of the stuff I didn't use for the film, and the outtakes.
And then I actually licked it up, and then thought, you know what? And I punched her in the face, but now I'm pregnant.
Okay then, so basically you had...
Did the dog turn the turd that hit the fly that flew away?
Not just yet, but in a minute.
Okay, so then basically you just spat or fucking over.
Just because it just shows their relationship at the time, and it just shows how they worked on camera together, and how I just loved filming them both on camera. And they were that, you know, and it kind of took that to realise that they were my favourite people to film with. They were my favourite sort of on the screen duo. I mean, I had sort of Craig and Alex who were a duo, but then you kind of had me on my own, and sort of I just used to do the camera work, but then Matt and Josh just really had this aura and this sort of rapport that everyone else I'd done films with didn't really have. And I don't know whether that's because they're family, I don't know, but it kind of really worked in their favour. It worked in my favour because it was just so funny to watch, and it is still funny to watch back. So in the summer of 2011, I sort of had the break of summer, and I sort of sat back and thought, it's been a while since we've done any Stewie Six stuff. So I thought to myself, maybe it'd be a great idea if we did a third film. You know, I thought that no one would be interested. I thought no one would be really bothered at the time, because we were really focusing on college. We weren't really focusing on anything else. And everyone was sort of just trying to live their lives at the time, and Stewie Six was really sort of an afterthought. But lo and behold, people were interested. And that's where Stewie Six, the story of stupidity, started.
Oh, my arm, it went into the bloody concrete. I cut my arm open. Don't.
The story of stupidity, Stewie Six, is basically just a documentary style of what I'm doing now, but it was basically me and the rest of the guys just sort of talking about how Stewie Six has started. The plan wasn't really to have any sort of stunts in it. I really planned for just all of us to just talk about stuff that happened and talked about the stunts previously that we'd done, but once we started filming, there was no really stopping us. The ideas just became better, and they started coming thick and fast, and we couldn't really keep up. And it was around sort of 2 months we were really filming a lot of just us just doing all these stunts that were just absolutely demented and 100 times better than stuff we'd done in the previous films.
Say it then.
Oh, what are you filming?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, I'm Josh Figgins, and this is the Dark Rocket.
That's it. It's alright, Josh. That's directly on your back.
Ready? Ready? Get it out. Oh God, no, leave it in. Yeah.
So after Stewie Six, the third Stewie Six film, it was getting towards the end of 2011, and things really were starting to change. Not just in such of a filming aspect, but just in my life in general. Things weren't the same. I could feel a shift in the group as a whole, and I could just feel a bit of a shift in myself. I don't know if it was because I was growing up. I don't know. I think I started to maybe grow out of some of the stuff I was doing, and I wanted to try and do different stuff. So my sort of thinking was that the only thing we could do would be a case of something along the lines of Stupid Six, and also something along the lines of Drain Cover Clive, where we're all just meeting up and coming around each other's houses, or coming around my house majority of the time, and just filming what we wanted. We were just filming each other. just sitting around talking and just doing our own things, and it was real sort of documentary style filming that I really enjoyed doing. It's my favourite kind of filming. I really sort of love doing that handheld sort of filming, guerrilla style filming. I didn't really, realise it at the time that kind of was my niche. That was the way I sort of love filming. I love sort of pointing the camera in someone's face and seeing what they'll do.
Welcome to the News at 10 with me and Blue Tack. Blue Tack is available at local stores now. Just ask Mr. Blue Tack Guy.
It's really good.
99p for a small amount.
But after hours, it was really just people being themselves, and that's what I enjoyed.
Where Josh, stand behind me. I don't know how this is going to work.
So Jake, what are you doing?
I don't fucking know. I'm just going into that.
Just let go if you want. Just sit on the front.
Go! Go!
That's called a trolley jump.
Why did you use that fucking trolley?
The year of 2012 really probably was not the funnest year of my life. A lot happened in that year, and really not a lot of filming happened. Considering so much happened in that year for me, I weren't doing what I wanted to do. I weren't doing what I enjoyed doing and what I'd done previously, which was filming. I had some real big bombshells that were thrown in my lap. And not just my lap, people around me. At the time I still was at college, but it was really not working for me. And things started to happen in my life that made it quite difficult for me to go to college. And I had to make a decision. Did I want to go to work, or did I want to go to college? And the only viable option I had at the time was to go to work. So it was probably the middle of 2012 where things really started to get sticky. Things really sort of started to explode in my head, and 2012 was probably the start of when I started to feel like a completely different person, and I started to sort of really go through what you would say is depression. I didn't really at the time know it was depression. I didn't really know what it was. I was still young. I was only 19, so I was still a kid. I didn't know what it was like to feel that way. I didn't feel like that in my life beforehand, and I didn't really know how to deal with it. So after hours had sort of finished and we didn't really film anything for ages. I was just working, as I said, and I weren't really focused on anything else. I was really just focused on work. And as I said, I was slowly sort of having this manifestation of a depression in my head that I weren't really paying attention to at the time. And sort of the months went on, and then things, just got worse as the year went on. Things just got worse, and more bombshells just happened, and more things that just came crashing down. To be brutally honest, I was on my own. Although I wasn't on my own, I felt like I was on my own. And I went through that for years after. I can't tell you how long I went like that for, but you know, I felt alone for a long time. And you know, that's the one thing I sort of felt so thankful for Josh and Matt is that they were there, to be my friend, because at the end of the day, my friends weren't there. So 2013 has sort of gone by, and we sort of have only filmed one thing in 2013, and in my opinion, it's probably my favourite thing that we filmed. Amongst all the other stuff that I do enjoy watching, Fenton is by far one of the funniest and by far one of the most easiest of watches when it comes to my films, because it's just so thought out, so demented in a very sort of good way, so that I just enjoy watching that one back. And it was really just me, Josh and Matt just really sort of going back to what we used to do.
Joe?
Matt!
Alright, Joe, you alright? You alright? Yeah. Oh, mate, nice to see you. Alright. It was random. The idea of you turn up as a stranger, an old friend of mine. And obviously we're sat in the front room, me and Josh, and it's just like the door goes like, yeah, what's that? Me and like, what? And then the door opens and it's just like, Matt! And Josh is like, Matt, someone here for an honestly, I'm like, oh, don't hug me again!
So after 2013, I went a good lot of years not really filming anything. I mean, there were times when I was asked to film a few music videos, but thankfully that footage has never seen the light of day. I was also asked to help sort of film university projects and just sort of other weird little things on the side that I enjoyed, because I was working with other people. It gave me a sort of feel of what it was like to work with other people in a sort of filming setting. You know, because I was so used to sort of just doing it with, you know, my friends, that I hadn't done it with actually in a professional kind of setting with other people. So it really sort of gave me a sense of experience in the way of I was learning how to sort of work with other people when it came to filming, and I really sort of learned a lot. So we're in 2020 and COVID-19 has hit. I didn't know what to do with myself, really, like on most people. I really didn't know what to do. So I kind of ummed and ahed, and I was like, what do I do? Maybe I'll get a skateboard. So I got a skateboard. I started skateboarding a bit, but it really didn't give me that satisfaction, and it really didn't give me that feeling of what filming used to give me. Filming gave me a buzz. Filming still does give me a buzz. The editing process of filming gives me a buzz. The writing of film gives me a buzz. And one day I just sort of woke up and thought, do you know what? Maybe I'll start editing all my old Studio 6 videos and uploading them, slowly uploading them to YouTube, and see if anyone sort of likes them. And people did. And then it gave me an idea that maybe I should film an original video to put on YouTube. And that's where the idea for the turkey dart came into it.
Hello, I am Jake, and today professional dart player Bat Million is going to throw a dart through a turkey.
Here we go.
If the turkey dart video had never worked like it did, I probably wouldn't have continued making videos. If it hadn't have looked as funny as it did, and hadn't have looked as good as it did, in my opinion, I wouldn't have continued doing this. I would have stopped. So I'm so thankful that it kind of did work, and I'm so thankful that sort of Matt was there to sort of be the first person to do a video with, because it kind of got the ball rolling on, in my opinion, some of the best stuff I've done. You know, the last sort of 10 years of my life have really been spent sort of wallowing and feeling very sorry for myself and just being in very self-pity mode. And for some reason it's taken a pandemic to sort of wake me up and realise that I shouldn't be so scared to do what I love. I shouldn't be holding back. I shouldn't be worrying what people think, worrying that I've got no time, because I've got time.
Jake just
I mean, you know, as I said, I've spent the last 10 years wasting time. I also don't want the filming to sort of just define me. You know, the filming is not just what I do. There's so many other things I enjoy doing, and some of them I'm not that good at. You know, doesn't mean I won't get back up and try again, because that's the whole point of life. You've got to keep trying these things before you really get the right thing. You know, and if this video sort of does do anything, I hope it sort of helps someone and inspires someone to sort of continue with their goals, to continue with their hobbies, to continue doing what they love doing. Because at the end of the day, you're only going to make yourself happy, and that's the most important thing. You shouldn't really worry about what other people think. You shouldn't really worry about making other people happy. You just need to worry that you're happy at the end of the day. And I know deep down that the filming has made me happy, and it will continue to make me happy for the rest of my life, because I'm never going to stop doing this. I'm going to continue filming until I go. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.